The Tourist Information Center is right there.
Is this a small town still? I mean, we could walk all this stuff?
Yeah, what I'm going to tell you, you can walk.
All right.
I drive, again, because I get tired.
All right.
But it's easy to drive. Right in the center of town, you want to start at the Place McAuliffe. There's the Sherman Tank there.
Okay.
There's the Memorial to McAuliffe. There's the Tourist Information Office right there. You can get whatever maps you need if you don't have them yet for Belgium. A little bit to the south is the 101st Airborne Museum, which is that's not the name of it though. La Messe, L-E space M-E-S-S.
Okay.
It used to be a mess hall for the Belgian Army. It's now a museum to the 101st Airborne.
Got it.
Very nice.
Don't they call it the Barracks Museum? They call that the Barracks Museum.
Sometimes they call it the Barracks Museum. Right. Okay. A little bit. That's down in this direction to the south. You go a little bit to the north, is the Heinz Barracks, where McAuliffe had his headquarters. It's still an active Army base.
Okay.
You have to go on a tour, which makes it a little bit inconvenient. Over here is the Martisan Memorial. Martisan Memorial.
Got it.
Absolutely have to, because you see the railing up here? There's stairs.
Oh, okay.
You can get up on top and you can look over
Okay.
the entire countryside. There's also a museum there, which is a pretty good one.
Okay.
Okay, now you continue north. Here's
Foy.
Foy. Band of Brothers.
We all know about Foy.
Right here is the Bois Jacques, and the memorial is right there. Now, what I like to do, you have to look at the map. Let me turn it around for you. I'm sorry for doing it my way, but here's Memorial. You go down the road towards Foy, and you get down here, there's a logging road right about here. There's a parking lot there now. When the first time I was there, it was a mud rut. Now they've made it into a parking lot. There's a new memorial there, and if you walk this way, you'll find the foxholes from Easy Company.
No kidding.
Still there.
Still there.
Right along the road, there's about 7 or 8 of them right in a row. And then there's others scattered in through these woods. And if you look at this, it looks like the motion picture when they attacked Foy,
Yeah.
but it's not. That's where they defended. They were relieved, taken out of the line, brought back into the line in these woods, and they actually attacked Foy from over here.
Oh,
the left
okay.
of the road.
Everybody gets that wrong. If you want to see where they attacked Foy from, if it's that important to you, there's nothing there now. I mean, you know, it's not memorialized or anything, but if you follow the instructions in my book and you come right to this, let's see, you come, see, these woods are actually more extensive than what's on this map.
Right.
Okay,
It's
because
grown.
you know that they've grown and everything, but
Yeah.
right here on this road, they attacked from this road up the hill and up over a ridge and down into Foy, and this is where they attacked from, not here.
Okay.
Everybody gets that wrong.
Okay.
But I've got that from the 101st Airborne books.
Right, folks. Okay.
Okay, and I know that's correct because I've checked the terrain versus the book and how they describe it. The woods have changed a little bit. They've been cut back in certain areas, regrown in other areas, 70 years. Anyway, so Foy is really neat. And then Noville, where Lieutenant Colonel Desabray defended on the first days of the battle. He got attacked by the 2nd SS Panzer.
Him and Leprade. Yeah, there was a tank battalion, and there was they had an airborne company.
The
up
airborne,
there. An airborne battalion up there. They got
right.
wiped
There
out.
was a team which was 1/3 of an armored command,
Okay.
led by Lieutenant Colonel Desabray, and then Leprade came up with his 101st Airborne troops, and the second Panzer Division occupied all of these hills.
They circled them, yeah.
And just
when the
blasted
fog, when
them
the
out.
fog lifted, they saw 50 Panzers around him.
Oh, it was.
That's beautiful. Noville's big.
Noville, and there's a right on this the church.
Right.
Okay, and then right across from the church, there's a brand new memorial dedicated to Desabrey and the 101st. It was
Oh, okay.
constructed for the 70th
Do
anniversary.
they have a museum up here?
No.
Okay. Now, a couple of the other big battle sites.
But if you
that were on
read,
the
read my book, there's the house where LaPrade was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Is still there. I identify the house. This
That's
this
right
is
here.
this is just
December 14.
yeah, the Desabrey house. The school, you know, it's all described. But this is really a neat area.
What do you think about the initial when they went out on the morning of the 19th? Sink created a battle line here from Missouri down through Ward, and now of course they lost a company here. Is
It
there any
wasn't
good stuff?
Sink.
Oh, who was it that sent the troops
That's
out?
the 506. That was the 50.
Who told this?
505th.
Who told this guy walk down that road, attack, and clear up the situation? That's what they did. And they walked out on that
Yeah.
road.
Well, that all took place out in this direction.
Right.
I was going to get to that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But no, that's okay. The Germans came from this direction, and the Panzer Lehr actually came down through some. It's a very convoluted path, but they came down this way, and there was the American paratroopers met the Germans first right outside of Neffy,
Should we see it?
and well, you can.
Is there anything
It's
there?
in the book, but there's not a lot. Let me back up for a minute. The city of Bastogne has created, I think it's like 15 or 16 very beautiful memorial signs in 3 or 4 languages: English, French, Dutch, and German.
Okay.
You know, and they have pictures of what it looked like in '44. They have text that describes it. Every one of them is identified where it is in my book by GPS coordinates, so
Good.
you can find it. And they're scattered around. And there's one of those at Neffy that talks about it. The Neffy Chateau is right down here. It all depends what you're interested in. Margaret is up here, similar thing. Longville, there's nothing in Longville. This is the stretch of road where the one of the American teams got destroyed. The Germans caught it on 3 sides with the anti-tank guns.
Yeah, 88s
and I
and all
mean,
that,
just
yeah.
obliterated.
Yeah.
There were over 200 destroyed vehicles along the highway when the Germans got done.
Right.
And these were the first guys they were from the 10th Armored Division.
There
And they
were
were the
3
first guys to face the Germans.
3 task forces went out on those roads, and one of them got wiped out.
This
Well, all
is
of
this is
them
the
got
one
wiped
that
out.
got destroyed. Desabrey came up this way, and O'Hara went down here to Warden, and he got driven back, but more of a fighting withdrawal. But these guys got creamed.
Yeah, creamed up. Yeah.
This was Team Cherry. Okay, Cherry survived. He ended up finally getting the survivors into Margaret, where they teamed up with the 505 parachute. It was in Margaret, and so there are these historical signs, and they're very well done. They're very interesting to read, but there's not a lot of, you know. I mean,
Right,
it all
right.
depends
It's
on
like looking
if
at a
you want
field
to-
with a
Yeah,
flag.
it's a
yeah,
field with a
if you,
flag.
if you
Yeah.
want to see where it took place, it tells you.
Right,
The book
right.
tells you, but it's not what I would call
Something
a
to
high site. It's not nearly as interesting as Noville.
Got it.
The Noville story is a good story, but there's more to be seen there.
More to be seen,
It's to me, you know, Band of Brothers. Everybody wants to see the Bois Jacques and the foxholes. If you don't care, that's fine too. But anyway, so what I would do is I'd start in Bastogne, and then I'd hit all of this stuff mostly to the north. There's other stuff to the south, but the stuff to the north is better known, better identified. The German cemetery is over here. You want just
Well, here, most of it, like this here, this
This is what
probably
he's
our
describing
first
up
day.
here. This is
So
it.
of this list here, which ones? Because this would be day 1 here, and day 2 is going to be more in the northern shoulder up here.
Which is what you're saying, which is in this area in Foy and all that, right? Yeah. So.
right. This is that. This is this.
I personally would like to see Clairvaux.
Yeah.
well.
I want to ask you
I'm
about
just
that
I'm
when you
just
go.
looking at
Yeah, just
this.
circle the things that you think are
this
for
is
sure.
good.
The absolute essential
Foxholes, the
ones.
Desabrey house.
Okay.
The German.
Dave, you did a good job
cemetery.
researching this, huh? Wow, this is
No,
good.
I just, you know what happened was I was in the Evanston
Those
library.
are
What are
great.
they saying?
I said, you guys have a
17.
guidebook? They're like,
Oh, the
the
second
lady grabs it off the
Foxholes.
Okay.
They're putting them right over here.
Yeah.
That's south of Foy.
They're, I saw them when I went up this road. This is the road where they attacked Foy.
Oh,
These
right,
are the
right,
foxholes
right.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these no, the foxholes I'm talking about are over here.
Got
Yeah,
it.
there's two sets.
Yeah,
of
they
them.
have
Yeah.
to come back around,
One of
right?
them,
So-
Yeah,
One
they're
set-
actually in. See,
Right.
they show them on the wrong side of the road.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
This
they're
whole
actually-
area
there's
is
two
so
sets of
compacted.
foxholes, they say.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of them is like a touristy one, and the other one is more authentic, they say.
He's
They're not
talking
a lot
about
of
the
tourists.
authentic
Well,
ones.
Right.
you know what's
Right.
happened? These are authentic, but they've turned them into touristy.
They dig them out. They still, yeah, in the winter.
Well, you know what happens is people go there with metal detectors
Right,
looking
right.
for,
Got
for
it, got
shell
it. Shells,
casings.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they kind of, you know, they kind of do this.
Right, right.
So it isn't like they officially dig
It's-
them out.
They call it relic hunting.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No.
You will spend the night in jail if you get caught doing
Right.
that.
Oh, okay, yeah,
We
don't
don't
do
do
that.
that.
They just lock you up as an
Right.
inconvenience, and
Right.
then they let you go.
Right.
They really don't like
Right.
it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Just, you know.
Yeah, don't do that.
Anyway,
So you think of this list here? What do you? What is it? Kessler where he said nuts? The farmhouse.
the Kessler farmhouse is down here, but you know what? You can't get close to it
Right.
because this N4 is now a 4-lane high-speed highway.
Got
Right.
You know that there is a pull-off here that you will risk your life getting on and off the
Right.
road, and the reason is because the pull-off is right at the top of the hill, and you got to pull out.
Yeah.
But that guy not anybody back
Which
there
way
not
are we
seeing.
going to coming in? Are we coming this way? This way? Like
Well,
where
this
you're
is the
at?
auto route here. Okay.
So this is the route.
So you're gonna come down from
We're
the
coming this way,
yeah, you're gonna come down this way,
right?
okay, and then you got to get off here and go into town,
I got it.
okay. I think there's an interchange here. There's only one interchange. I think there's one here. I don't think there's one there.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough.
So
But
we're
anyway,
coming this way.
so I would emphasize that stuff in Bastogne. Now, you want to know about Clairvaux?
Cool. See, this-
Can we
these
do
little
Clairvaux
circles
from
here.
Bastogne? Obviously, it'd be logical to go to. It's about 20
Let me
miles.
photograph
Yeah,
this.
Clairvaux is very nearby. Well,
When we get there, the reason I'm photographing this, if we can't buy these, at least we'll have some.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
that. No, I understand.
So
I
our
get
goal
all
is
that.
Davey,
to
it's
try to
right.
buy these as
Okay.
soon as possible.
now, what do I keep losing the stick. Actually,
Yeah.
you're going to be coming at Clairvaux from the west. But what you really want to do is
Is
come
go
at it from the east.
Right, so that we can follow the German advance.
Exactly, because
Okay.
you will come. In fact, I stood one night here in Ruler, right at a nice little country hotel there. But anyway, you come down here, and here's the road that comes down into Clairvaux.
That's where
And
it
you
happened.
really, this is where the American tanks and the German tanks faced each other, and
They have
they
better armor.
destroyed so many of each other that the road became unusable for the rest of the battle.
Jeez. Now they still have the castle. The castle.
The castle is still there. There's a museum in the castle. Not what I would call a highlight. It's okay, but the castle is still there. The castle grounds are interesting.
Okay.
There's a German 88
Okay.
and an American tank in the castle grounds. The American tank, by the way, is original to that
Now,
battle.
what about the Hotel Clervalis where Hurley Fuller escaped out the back?
It's up this way.
And it's there?
It's still there, and there's a parking lot that you can pull into and look at the back of the hotel. And you know what? It's still right up against the cliff. You know, you can just picture it.
That these guys went over the ladder.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? I
You
love
can
it.
you can just picture
Hurley
it.
Fuller was
What?
fascinating
Yeah.
to
Is
me.
this the same map, front to back?
Okay.
I mean, there's
Oh yeah, they do that.
Do
Right,
they
so this is
have?
Yeah,
Same
they do
here.
that. There's different. The one shows hiking paths, and the other one shows bicycle
If we
paths.
go out on the Skyline Drive to Urspelt, Munchausen, is there anything out there?
Well,
Hansturm?
you know, there's
Is there anything
plaques
out
and
there?
memorials, but I wouldn't go out that far because I think my recommendation is to do all of this in one day with
Clairvaux.
Bastogne.
Got it.
And because I've got another recommendation for the second day that I think you'll find more interesting.
Okay.
Okay, but Clairvaux is kind of neat. What the Germans did is they went through Roiler, and they went up this road, down this road, and came into Clairvaux from the north. And there was a American with a 57 millimeter anti-tank gun
Okay.
trying to stop Panther tanks.
Door knocker, they call it.
You know,
It's a door
and
knocker.
he got about one shot off,
Yeah, I bet.
and he got nailed there, and all of this has been rebuilt, you know, so it doesn't look anything like it was original. But the hotel is still there, and the castle is still there, and the castle grounds are neat to walk
Cool.
around. They're not real big, but you know, there's you know, you get to see the tank, and the Germans were firing at the castle from the Park Hotel. And if you
Okay.
take a look at the 88 that's on the castle grounds, its gun is aimed right at the Park Hotel, because you can look across the valley, and there's the Park Hotel.
How's the driving in this area? It gets a little mountainous. Or a little hilly, or is it all right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's like that.
Got
Okay.
it. It's like the Appalachians.
Yeah, it is slow, because you're always braking.
But you think we can make the road from Bastogne to Clairvaux in like 30 minutes?
I checked Google.
Okay.
You know what? I just can't remember.
But you're saying Bastogne and Clairvaux on the same day?
Yeah,
The whole
and
28th
if you
Division
spend a
retreat.
lot of time in Bastogne, you may want to skip Clairvaux. I mean,
Got
it's you guys got to.
You're
make
telling
that
us
call.
it's not that great, but to me, I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see
You
the
know what
castle,
I
though,
like?
man.
You know what I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
is right in the center of town, right here, and you can walk there from the castle. The castle has a big parking lot below it.
Okay.
It has an elevator to go up. By the way, it's a paid parking lot.
Sure, sure.
I didn't pay when I was here, and I got away lucky without a citation. But you know,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. It's perfect. Yeah.
but
Alright.
walk right here into because here are all hotels and outdoor cafes. Have a beer, and then right here is the GI statue, which I describe in my book.
Oh, I remember.
It's a statue of the GI. It's fantastic.
Got it.
Okay.
You should be a tour guide, man. You love
He
this
is a
stuff.
tour guide.
I guess the tour
Well-
guide.
He is a tour guide. That's his book.
Okay. Now, the second day.
The second day
Wait,
is
get that over.
big.
I'll take a picture
There's
of
a
that.
lot to see.
Wait, hang on. Let me see.
You got two big things here. You have the 7th
Let's just tell
Armor
you this
at
one.
St. Vith, and you
Okay,
got
well, let me-
Camp Group
let me-
Piper's
let
big.
So
me-
I think what you're doing now is this section.
Right.
Right.
No, he's doing this.
Yeah, I would recommend, and I don't know if it's on this map, I don't think it is, blah, blah, no. Blah, blah, no. Well, this one starts at Staff Wall.